Hola guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Roxanne. If it's your first time here, then welcome. I'm doing the football book tag. I had really not seen this before, but I saw what Cass read do it recently, and I thought it was really fun, and I really wanted to do it myself. I am a big football fan. My family is a Pittsburgh Steelers family. I'm not really sure why, because we're not from Pittsburgh, and until like 2015 or something like that, we'd never actually even been to Pittsburgh, so I'm not really sure how we got to be a Pittsburgh Steelers family. My dad kind of picks what teams the family is going to cheer for. Otherwise you get disowned. So we're a Pittsburgh Steelers and a New York Yankees family only. Lewis's family likes the Dallas Cowboys. He's not allowed to cheer for the Dallas Cowboys when he is in my father's house. So let's get right into it. Number 1, false start. Which book did you have to start more than once? The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt, I had to start it more than once. I read about half of it, and then I put it down for whatever reason, and I didn't pick it back up for months and months and months and months, and then I had to pick it back up again and sort of start it again and get back into the groove of it. I'm not really sure why. Overall, I ended up not being a huge fan of it. I left it feeling like I didn't really see the purpose for Donna Tartt writing the book, and I really loved her writing, but I didn't care. I just didn't see a purpose for that book. I don't know what she wanted me to get out of it, but that's a book that I had to start multiple times. Number 2, MVP. What are your most valued pages, aka which books do you value the most? Probably any book that reminds me of my mom. I have a whole video that I will link up above and down below that I made about books that remind me of my mom, and I would say those books probably mean the most to me, and a lot of them are also some of my favorite books, so they kind of go hand in hand. Number 3, offensive lineman. Name a really big book or series. So one that I actually I got when it came out this year is the Priory? Yeah? Priory. Yeah. Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. This book comes in at a whopping 11 pages. Did you say 11 pages? Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know, should I include the glossary and all that? I mean, I guess it's part of the book, but
that's not part of, like, the actual novel.
Alright. 804 pages, and I think I may have accidentally just read the final line, which hopefully I forget by the time I get around to reading that book. Number 4, rookie. Name a debut novel you really want to read or loved. This one I actually just recently read for Hispanic Heritage Month, and it is a debut novel, and that is Fruit of the Drunken Tree by Ingrid Rojas Contreras. This is a coming-of-age novel that focuses on 2 young girls of different social classes, and it is about their coming of age during the time of Pablo Escobar and what they had to do, and the hurt and confusion and anger and fear that they had to undergo, and then the difference in their perception of all of these things based on their social status. And it is beautifully written, and I really, really appreciated it as a story, and it's even more so because it is based partly on things that happen in the author's life. Number 5, Peyton Manning. Name an author who has written 2 different series that you love. So the only one that I could think of was J.K. Rowling. She has obviously written Harry Potter, which is right behind me, and then she's written the Robert Galbraith, the Cormoran Strike series, which is right here. I thought about Lee Bardugo, but the Six of Crows and Grisha trilogy are in the same sort of universe, so it didn't really make sense. I didn't think that really counted. Number 6, Lambeau Field. Name a book that's Of course Galileo would want to eat right now. Name a book that's very atmospheric. So that is The Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. This was one of my favorite reads of last year, I believe. I haven't stopped thinking about it ever since then. If you love atmospheric writing, if you love books about books, if you really love gripping characters and a plot line, I mean, this was just perfect for me. I loved it so much. Number 7, Hail Mary. Name a book with a great ending. For that, I'm gonna pick If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. The ending of this book left me open mouthed. I still think about it. I love this so much. It is still the campus novel to beat for me. I am currently slowly reading The Secret History, so we'll see what I feel. But so far, the novel to beat with regards to that campus novel sort of plot line that a few very well-known novels have had, the one to beat for me is If We Were Villains. Number 8, Raiders. Name a book or series with intense fans. The only ones that I could think of were really the same one that Cass talked about, and that is the Sarah J. Maas sort of fandom. A lot of YA series have very intense fandoms. And then obviously if we go beyond books, I think like the sort of bros that love Star Wars or the comic books have very intense ideas about how they should be portrayed, and we've seen the sort of bro opinions about women and diversity being introduced into those stories, and so I feel like those are very intense, and I don't share those opinions. Number 9, Walter Payton Man of the Year. Name an author who's really charitable. So I had to look this up. I had already used J.K. Rowling, and I know that she has her Loomis Foundation, but I looked up a few others. Isabel Allende has the Isabel Allende Foundation, I don't think it's the Isabel Allende Foundation. It's a foundation she named after her daughter who passed away when she was like 29. Nora Roberts and Sylvia Day are 2 romance authors that also have charitable foundations. I think Sylvia Day like picks one every year or something like that like her fans submit to her, and she picks one and then decides to donate to that one. So that's pretty cool. Number 10, Patriots. Name a book or series you're so tired of hearing about. I couldn't really think of anything. So I mean, the only things that I really don't like to hear constantly about are just really problematic books or authors. Like, I know Colleen Hoover is known for having really problematic books. I don't really care to hear about them again and again. So I would just say anything problematic, but I couldn't really come up with an answer for that one. Number 11, Brett Favre. What book or series you thought was over, but then more books were written? So when I first started reading Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson, I always refer to it as a Mistborn trilogy because I thought it was just the 3 books. But I think if I'm not mistaken, he's expanded that into other sort of companion and extensions of that initial trilogy. So that one. Number 12, Cowboys. Name a book or series people either love or hate. So for that, I already talked about this book with reference to another question, but that is going to be The Secret History by Donna Tartt. People either really love this book or hate it. I am going to see which side of the spectrum I fall in. I am about 50 pages. So far, I'm really enjoying it, so we'll see. Number 13, Trick Plays. Name a book or series with a plot twist. So, sorry. Oh no, I folded the back cover. I feel like heist books in general are known for having a lot of twists, and my favorite heist stories are in the Gentleman Bastard series. I love this series so much. It's so funny. It's so action-packed. Some of my favorite characters of all time. Locke and Jean are some of my favorite characters ever. And I just can't get enough of these guys. Number 14, Cheerleaders, a book with a flashy cover. For that, I chose the oh so beautiful cover of The Library Book by Susan Orlean. This is a naked hardback, which I love. It's matte red with gold lettering, and then the spine is also beautiful. I love it so much. I think it came out around like fall of last year, Christmassy time, and it just made for a perfect decor book. I think I used it to decorate my shelves during Christmas time. Number 5, last but not least, Roughing the Passer. Name a book you would love to throw at the author. For that, without a doubt, Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. Holy crapola, did I want to throw that book at somebody. Not necessarily Gillian Flynn, but I just wanted to throw that book against the wall, out the window. And I think a lot of people feel that way who haven't read, like my dad hasn't read the book, but watched the movie, and he wanted to throw something too when he finished it. I think if you've read it, you'll kind of know why. But that is the football book tag. If you like football, feel free to do this. I think it's really fun. And it's a nice little play on words between football and then books. So yeah, there you go. If you like football, I hope your team does well, unless you're a Patriots fan. And as always, thank you for watching and for listening. Love you guys very much.